Imagine a family, a very large family. This was the foundation of ancient Israel. The story begins with a patriarch, Jacob, who was renamed Israel. He had 12 sons: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, Benjamin. Each son became the father of a tribe, a clan that carried his name. Think of them not just as names on a page, but as living, breathing communities. They were shepherds, farmers, soldiers, priests. Together, they formed the children of Israel, bound by a shared history and a common faith, a covenant with their God. For a brief, shining moment, the 12 tribes were truly one nation under one king, a golden age that would be remembered for all time. But this unity was fragile, like a clay pot easily shattered. After King Solomon's death around 930 BCE, the kingdom fractured. The 10 northern tribes broke away, refusing to accept Solomon's son Rehoboam as their king. They formed their own kingdom, which they called the Kingdom of Israel. Judah and Benjamin stayed loyal to the line of King David. They became the Kingdom of Judah. To its east, a mighty and ruthless empire was growing: Assyria. The Assyrians were masters of warfare and conquest. The breaking point, 722 BCE. Sargon II laid siege to Samaria. The city held out for 3 long years. In the end, Assyria's might won. Assyrian policy: prevent rebellions. They practiced mass deportation. Uprooted communities marched hundreds of miles to other parts of the empire. This was more than strategy. It broke spirits. It erased identity. Assyrian records boast the conquest. Sargon claimed 27,290 taken from Samaria. And then, a silence falls. The records say little more. They seem to vanish from history's main stage. This is how the 10 tribes became lost. With the 10 tribes gone, a void was left behind. And into this void, human imagination rushed in. The story of the lost tribes became a powerful myth, a tale whispered down through the centuries. People could not accept that a huge part of their family had simply vanished. One enduring legend: the tribes were living in a secret, faraway land, hidden beyond a mythical, impassable river called the Sambation. The river, the stories said, raged with rapids, threw up stones 6 days a week, rested only on the Sabbath, making crossing impossible. In the 9th century, a merchant named Eldad Hadani appeared. He claimed to be from the tribe of Dan. He told of a powerful, independent Jewish kingdom in Africa, composed of the tribes of Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. He described their laws, their warrior kings, and their immense wealth. His inconsistent stories electrified Jewish communities from Spain to Persia. They offered hope. The age of exploration breathed new life into these legends. Some early colonists in the Americas, observing native customs, became convinced they were descendants of ancient Israelites. The British Israelite movement in the 19th century argued that Great Britain and the United States were direct descendants of the 10 lost tribes. These myths served a purpose. For Jewish communities in exile, often persecuted, the idea of free Israelite brethren was comfort and pride. While myths and legends swirled for centuries, modern historians and archaeologists approached the question with different tools. They look for hard evidence: ancient texts, pottery shards, settlement ruins, genetic markers. The first place to look is in the records of the conquerors themselves. The Assyrians were meticulous record keepers. These records confirm the deportation of tens of thousands to cities in northern Mesopotamia and to Media. The evidence suggests this was not a single, cohesive group, but scattered communities placed in different locations. Archaeological excavations in the former Northern Kingdom reveal a clear destruction layer from the Assyrian conquest. After this destruction, the material culture changes. Pottery styles shift, architecture changes. This supports accounts of population replacement, new settlers brought in from across the Assyrian Empire. The historical consensus is that they gradually assimilated in the Assyrian, Babylonian, and Persian empires. In recent decades, DNA has added a new, fascinating layer to the search. Various claimant groups around the world participated in genetic studies. The results have been mixed and complex to interpret. The Lemba of southern Africa show prevalence of the Cohen modal haplotype, suggesting an ancient link to the Middle East. However, for most claimant groups, a definitive genetic link remains elusive, leaving the mystery tantalizingly open. The story of the lost tribes of Israel continues to fascinate us today, thousands of years after their disappearance. Part of the appeal is the simple human drama: family, separation, the hope of reunion. It's a grand historical detective story with tantalizing clues and a missing body of people, numbering in the thousands. For people of faith, particularly within Judaism and Christianity, the story has deep theological significance. The Hebrew prophets Isaiah and Ezekiel spoke of a future time when all 12 tribes of Israel would be gathered back to their land. This prophecy of an ingathering of the exiles is a cornerstone of messianic belief. The return of the lost tribes is seen as a precondition for the final redemption. Furthermore, the narrative of the lost tribes has become a powerful metaphor for all forms of exile, diaspora, and lost identity. Many groups throughout history have seen their own stories reflected in the fate of the 10 tribes. Claiming a connection to the lost tribes can be a way of reclaiming a lost history, of forging a noble and ancient identity. Ultimately, the story of the lost tribes is a profound meditation on history, memory, and identity. It forces us to ask some fundamental questions. What does it mean to be a people? How is identity preserved or lost over time? Is it tied to land, to language, to blood, or to faith? The 10 tribes may have been absorbed into the great empires of the ancient world, their specific identity dissolving like salt in water. But their story, their echo, has never faded. It persists as a powerful myth, a spiritual quest, and a testament to the enduring human need to connect with our past and to believe that what has been lost can one day be found.